Oh, ho, ho. Go ahead, James. Students will be able to what? Determine types of symmetry. Section 3.4. Thank you, James. On this fine Wednesday, the 6th of November.
You only have 5 chapters?
You only have 6 sections?
Wait, no, we don't, because if this is 4, then that makes this 5.
Oh, yeah, we said 5. So, yeah, we're going to be testing soon, guys.
So, we're going to test on Thursday.
We are looking at testing Thursday.
Huh?
Okay, we're looking at testing next Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah, next Thursday.
That's tomorrow, Thursday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
That's a good point to bring up. We are looking at testing Thursday next week, okay? Testing Thursday next week, okay? This was a very short chapter, okay? Okay?
Wait,
no.
No, because. Oh, wait. No, we do have classes that day.
Okay? So, symmetry. Let's talk about symmetry. Let's talk about symmetry. That's not other things. Okay? Thank you. Okay. That's what lunchtime is for. Okay? Okay. Symmetry. So we have 3 different types of symmetry we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about line symmetry, point symmetry, and rotational symmetry. Okay? And they're going to deal with lines, points, and rotation. What? No way! Okay? So line symmetry. A figure is said to have line symmetry if it can be mapped onto itself by a reflection in a line. Think of a mirror image. So is there any place where we could draw a line through this shape? We're going to hear itself right down the middle. If we were to flip it over that line, it's the same thing. If you cover this up, it's like you just flipped it over, okay? Now sometimes the line doesn't have to be straight up and down, okay? Like we had on one of our quizzes before, okay, like the letter B is symmetrical. Is it symmetrical through this way though? No. This way, okay? Okay? So sometimes it's symmetrical in a different direction, okay? And that's okay. Sometimes the line is diagonal, sometimes it's straight up and down, left and right, okay? As long as there's one single line that can be drawn through it and it flips or mirrors over that, it has line symmetry. Next is point symmetry. It has point symmetry if it's mapped onto itself by rotating it 100 degrees around the center of point, okay? So if you have the point in the center, and if we were to take this end and we were to spin it around, okay, what are we going to get? The same exact end, okay? Think of it as if it looks the same upside down. Okay, so if you write it upside down, it looks the same, it has point symmetry. If you flip it upside down, and it looks the same, it has point symmetry. So if you take your end right now, your paper, go ahead and flip your paper upside down. Go ahead and actually flip your paper upside down. You still have an end there. You still have an end there. Okay? And I want you guys to draw this point and draw this line in there, please. Taylor.
Wouldn't the sum also be a point symmetry? Okay.
We'll get to that. Okay? So point symmetry means if you flip it upside down, you're going to get the same thing. Okay? So a quick test of that, just flip it upside down. Okay? So point symmetry. Okay? Next, rotational symmetry means we're going to rotate it around. Okay? So a figure has rotational symmetry if it's mapped onto itself by rotating it less than 360 degrees, so less than a full rotation. Anything's mapped onto itself if you rotate it the whole way. Okay? But if you rotate anything less than 360 and it's mapped onto itself, it has rotational symmetry. Okay? So think of it as a pinwheel. So if we take the sun and we rotate it, even just a small turn to where like this is pointing here, is it still the same sun? Yeah, it looks the same. So you never even know you rotated just one little tick. Okay? Just one little tick, you would never know. Now, does this one also have another type of symmetry? Line. It has line symmetry. We can do a line through really just about any of these directions, couldn't we? Okay? What other kind of symmetry does it have? Point symmetry. If you rotate it 180 degrees, it has it. Hey, let's think about that for a second, guys. Okay? If something has rotational symmetry, if it can rotate less than 360, okay? Point symmetry is if it rotates 180. So if it can rotate, or if it can have point symmetry, does it automatically have rotational symmetry? No. I guess we'll see. Okay? Let's go on right below. Let's look at some examples, okay? So I want you guys to check what types of symmetry you believe this hexagon has. What types of symmetry you believe this hexagon has, okay? So just go ahead and write down your paper, check which ones that you think apply, if any. And when you're done, look to the east.
That's south. That's north, east, south. That's still the never east. Wouldn't it be? Are we talking about like in the middle of the
That's, you keep going south.
Doesn't matter.
Wait, I actually think it's east.
East is east no matter what.
East is not east and west.
Never eat.
That's, no, what's
You don't always walk in the direction of east.
No, but east is always east.
Yeah.
The sun
It's not like
rises in the
east
west.
is this way one time. It's
Well,
not
but
like
just get your covers out.
No, north.
when you're done, look east.
What?
I have no idea where it is.
This is the orientation of my house. Let's look at it. Guys, hold on. It's that way. We're going north.
I know, I didn't need mine.
Okay, when you're done, look east.
See, it's simple.
I'm gonna look upwards because that way I'm not actually wrong.
No, Peyton just told us who it was. You gotta come to the
We're
city.
south of Omaha. Yes. This is south.
Oh my goodness,
North.
wait! I have a compass
Then
on
you can go from there.
Thank you.
Okay, that I have no.
I literally said that before.
I literally have no logic.
This way south.
That way south.
Whatever.
That's east. That's
I don't understand.
No, because we're south of Platteville.
We're not, we're in Platteville.
I know, but like if you're from Bellevue, from there.
We're south of Bellevue.
Because then like you're like this, and this will be.
Yeah, but
this is now the south. This is now the north. I know how the south is. They never talk.
I know what I'm talking about.
I don't understand. That's great.
I got it.
How would I know? He's ready to get lost in the forest.
I'm facing east.
Okay. Raise your hand if you think this one has line symmetry. Okay, I would agree with you.
Yes.
We could draw a line this direction. Could we also draw other lines?
Yes.
Yeah, there's lots of different lines. We could draw them diagonally. We could do them sideways. Okay. Raise your hand if you think this has point symmetry.
Yes.
Okay, I agree. If you rotate it around the center point 180 degrees, you flip it upside down. Okay, it's the same thing. Raise your hand if you think it has rotational symmetry. I would say it does have rotational symmetry. If we rotate this even just a little bit or a lot of it, we end up having the same shape. Okay, if we rotate a little or a lot of it, we end up getting the same shape. Okay? Questions on that one and why it has any of those? Okay. I want you guys to do number 2 and 3. Numbers 2 and 3. Okay?
I actually bit my
When you have them, I want you to raise your hand. No looking east this time. Why agree all the way?
Oh, where's my hand?
that is wrong. No, it's fine.
Bam. Bam. Same shape.
No, it's not original. I don't get it, but it's
And I stand by that.
Oh.
okay. Okay, wait. I'm not exactly sure.
This is not one. I said it was not.
Yeah.
On what?
Wow.
What is
Does your house, do you have a Snapchat?
I do have Snapchat.
Do you have a Snapchat?
Wait,
I don't understand. People block me. I don't. Has it ever
Okay,
happened?
let's talk about this one up here, guys. Let's talk about this one up here, okay?
I don't understand.
So, on two. I agree that it's line. Most of us have that one. If we draw a line right here, or right here, or right here, more though? Who can tell me what other one we have, Justin? Rotational. Well, rotational. Okay, it's not the same upside down, so it's not point. But if you rotate it a third of the way around, make this part of the triangle over here, it's still the same triangle. Okay, if you take that triangle and rotate it a third of the way around, you still get the same triangle there. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, okay. If you look at the next one here, line symmetry. Well, I don't think there's a single line you can draw through here where it actually ends up being the same. Okay, if we were to cut out the shape and fold it, I don't think there's a single line here where it actually ends up being the same. Actually, let me see if I can find one of the shapes. I think I have some over here.
It would overlap.
Oh, so probably just made or something.
Oh my goodness. He still stirs. He's having. He's having a mixture. Either that or you're just
I am sorry.
Fill your best. Maybe I don't.
You just said you're bad.
in your point.
Alright.
I believe in myself being a homophobe, but nowhere else should go.
Just about. This one here.
I'm not.
It's just point.
Okay. So this is the shape, not perfectly identical to this one, but it's close. It's not perfectly identical to this one, but it's close, okay? And there's no way I can fold this one in half and it ends up getting the exact same. If I fold it across this line, if I fold it like straight top to bottom across this line, okay, doesn't quite get it. If I fold it diagonally, okay, so what happens if I fold it diagonal to diagonal, okay, it doesn't quite get it either. There's still that overlap on the side, okay? There's no line symmetry there, okay? Point rotation, okay, so if we were to draw a point and we were to flip this upside down, so if we take the shape, flip it upside down, does that have point rotation?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. So if you could just take your paper, flip it upside down, it looks the same. Okay, it looks the same stuff. Okay, the top right is still our point coming out, and the bottom left is still our point coming. Okay. Now rotational. Rotational is defined as any rotation less than 360. Point is defined as a 180 degree rotation. So is 180 degrees less than 360?
Yes.
Yeah. So if it has 180 degrees, then it has less than 360. So if it's point rotational, is it automatically rotational?
No.
If it's point
Yes.
symmetrical, it is automatically rotational. Okay? Automatically, because point means it's 180 degrees. Well, rotational, we just have to have it less than 360. So if it's 180, it is less than 360.
My mind was just like.
That's a great question. So Jocelyn asked, hey, Mr. Carlson, since it's always, if it's point, it's always rotational, is the same true backwards? Is the converse true? Is it, if it's rotational, is it always point?
It's like the little bubbles that we did
Well, it's-
earlier.
Yeah, okay? So this one, number 2, this one was rotational, but is it point?
No.
No. So it's not always, it doesn't always go the other way, but if we have point, we automatically have rotation. Because if we rotate it 180 degrees, we get it. We get the same shape. And that's less than 360. Okay? So we can think of point symmetry as a more specific type of rotational symmetry. We can think of point symmetry as a more specific type of rotational symmetry. Okay? Just like, just like sophomores are a more specific type of high school students and freshmen are a more specific type of high school students. Okay? Point is a more specific type of rotational. Okay, Kevin?
Shouldn't it be line because of like thing comes like diagonally through the middle?
Okay. So that was, did you remember me just folding this in half across the diagonal? Are you alive for that? Okay, so this is the shape, right?
Sure.
Okay, so if I fold it across the diagonal here, Austin.
Oscar.
Dang it. I know better. too.
They do.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean, but like down the middle, like the
No.
like
The other direction?
no, like
Oh my god. If you do it diagonal
this
with
way.
lines inside.
No, it doesn't work like that.
That's what I thought. But no.
One point is higher than the other, so it would
That'll kind of work.
I like.
But I'm not trying to like show you off. I'm just saying like that might be a good way, you know. So if you're struggling with some of those line symmetries, guys, if you're struggling with some of those line symmetries, don't be afraid to ask me for scratch paper that you can cut. Okay? If you're struggling with line symmetries, girls, stop. If you're struggling with line symmetries, don't be afraid to ask me for scratch paper that you can cut. Okay? Because that can be helpful to hold something tangible and actually try folding it in half. Because that can help you understand. Oh, maybe it doesn't work, or maybe this does work. Okay. I want you guys to do 4 through 6. I want you guys try to do 4 through 6.
Oh wait, so guys, I can't find my stick.
What do you have?
Kevin.
Hi James. Michael Stevens. Hi James. Michael Stevens.
Hi, Kevin.
It's kind of awesome.
I found it right in. What number are we doing, Mr. Foster?
We're doing 4, 5, 6. What's your number?
We'll try it. Evan W. What's your
What?
Riley Nicole.
He makes some weird sounds. Whoa, wait, James. Hey, what happened to Taylor? Is that why everybody's posting free Taylor?
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna
our guys are
Yeah.
like,
Well, let's just do right now. Come on.
That sucks.
But it's not,
That's so pointless, honestly. You go to Isaac's birthday, what are you doing?
you're just missing out on stuff you're doing in class. I don't really
literally don't.
don't work.
There you go.
I actually don't think I have a photo of Taylor.
If you haven't gotten checked yet, raise your hand. Or if you still have questions, raise your hand.
I didn't check.
I look like a wreck this
What
morning.
hand?
I couldn't find my camera.
But
My curly hair was out.
And then you're not.
I'll bring.
I know. I know it's not, but it was.
Oh, I do have a photo of Taylor.
oh, with points.
And the line of symmetry.
I'm looking at one.
When the line of
Bar.
Look for goals. That one. Not point.
Okay. Okay, can I get a volunteer to do number 4? Okay, go ahead, Riley.
Oh, can I do 7? I'm at 6.
Can I do 8?
Yeah.
5.
Wait, what number?
Can I do 4? 4.
Oh.
Quattro.
Sure, console.
Yeah.
Can I, do number 6?
Okay, I agree. 4, none of those. It is not any type of symmetry. Okay, there's no line you can draw through there. You can't flip it upside down. There's no way you can rotate it where it's the exact same. Okay? Volunteer for 5. Okay? Ian Michael Stevens.
I already said I wanted to do 5, Mr. Console.
You come up, you raise your hand right away.
Why is Shelby not doing it at school?
Baby.
No. Who? Shelby.
Nice grading this process.
Morgan? I need that again. Hey, Joss.
Well, that's up, dude. Oh.
Her location.
Boy.
Over here.
Yo, this is a dope pencil. Not even like one.
James, explain it!
So with the line, you go like this.
Mm-hmm.
With Irrational, like that.
Yeah, but you can't flip it upside down, can you? No. Okay. Very good, okay? Raise your hand for number 6, okay? Okay, Taylor.
I swear, he just doesn't like.
Yes, that's totally it.
Do I have to go to your desk to ask you?
No.
I figured
I was just about to.
Okay.
Ah.
Your thing is not calibrated. It's just like.
Okay. Taylor, explain it. Guys,
You know, there's
No.
point there. And it's less than 180. So, boom.
yeah, there's no line we can draw that works on this one either, okay? Hey, here's what we're gonna do, guys. Here's what we're gonna do, okay?
Homework.
Here's what we're gonna do, okay? I'm gonna ask you guys, to do 7 through 20, and when you're done, I want you to get it checked by me, and then I'll give you the homework. When you're done doing 7 through 20, I'm gonna check it, okay? And then I'm gonna give you the homework, okay? So once you're done, this is self-paced. So once you finish 7 through 20 correctly, I'll give you guys the homework.
7 through 20?